Today we will start a new chapter, chapter number 9. The name of chapter is Constructors and Destructors. So in this chapter we have to study what is constructor and what is destructor. So from the name itself you can guess what is constructor. Constructor means construction or creation, create. Constructor means create, and destructor means opposite of constructor. Destructor means destroy. So in this chapter we will study about constructors and destructors. So along with this we have to study need for constructor, means why we have to use the constructors, and different types of constructors, declaration of constructors, and constructor overloading, and about destructors. So this topic we will study in this chapter. So let us start. So first let us see the definition. So what is constructor? So here you can see automatic initialization is carried out using a special member function called constructor. Means constructor is a special member function of a class. It is used to initialize the object. Initialize means giving initial value, storing initial value. So constructor means a constructor constructs or create the data members of an object. So a constructor is a special member function that is used in classes to initialize the object of a class automatically. So this is the proper definition of constructor. A constructor is a special member function of a class that is used to initialize the object of a class automatically. So this is the proper definition for constructor. You have to remember this definition. So constructor is a member function of a class. So it is a member function of a class with the same name as the class. Means here one condition is there. So constructor is a member function of a class, but the name of this member function should be same as class. Means class name should be same and function name should be same, then only function will become a constructor. So constructor is a normal member function. So when this normal member function having same name as the class name, then it will become a constructor. So a normal function will become a constructor if its name is same as class name. So class name should be same and function name should be same, both should be same. Means a function should have the same name as class, then only it will become constructor. If function name is not as class name, means it is not same, then it is not a constructor, it will be a normal member function. A constructor is defined like other member function of a class. So constructor member function is defined, the body of the constructor function is defined like a normal member function, and it can be defined either inside the class definition or outside the class definition. So body of the constructor function we can write inside class body or outside class body, both are possible. So why it is called as constructor? It is called constructor because it constructs the values of data members of the class. Means why it is called constructor? Means it constructs or it creates the data member of the class. Means it assigns, it gives the values or it stores the values in the data member of the class when an object is created. Okay. So then next, here there are some rules used for writing constructor function. So these rules are very important, because for 5 marks this will be asked in the examination. So a 5 marks question will come. What is a constructor? Write the rules for writing a constructor. So here first rule is a constructor always has same name, that is the class name. So this much only you can write. So first rule, a constructor always has same name as the class name. Then second point, there is no return type of constructor, not even void, because in every class when we are creating data members we have to take some return type, but here for creating constructor return type is not necessary. So without any return type constructors are created. Then third rule, a constructor should be declared in public section only. Next, fourth point, constructor is invoked automatically when objects are created. Invoking means calling. So constructor function is called automatically when objects are created. Next, it is not possible to refer the address of constructor. Next, constructors make implicit. Implicit means automatic calls to the operators new and delete. So here you can see example, declaration of constructor inside the class definition. How to declare a constructor? So here this is a class, name of class is test, and this is the opening flower bracket. It indicates starting of class body. So here 3 variables are declared, and in public section here we are creating a function. So name of this function is test. So notice here name of this function is test and name of the class is also test. Hence this function is a constructor. And this is the body of constructor. So this body of constructor is created inside the class body. Class body is closing here. So before closing class body, here constructor body is created. So here you can notice test is the function name and test is the class name also. So because this test function is having same name as class name, hence this function is called as constructor function. So this is the example how to create constructor. So just create a class with any name and use the same name for creating a member function, then that function will become constructor. So here also in notes you can see definition of constructor. Once again I will repeat, a constructor is a special member function that is called automatically when an object is created. And what is the purpose, what is the use of constructor? The use or purpose of constructor is to mainly initialize the member variables of a class. Means a constructor will initialize or assign the values to the member variable of a class. Now the general syntax for creating constructor is, so here you can see, so this is the general syntax for creating constructor. So class keyword, then class name, you can take any name, then opening flower bracket, private section and public section. In public section we have to create a function by using same name as class name, then only that function will become constructor. So this is the general syntax. Here this is the example of a constructor. For example, here this is class keyword sum. Sum is the name of class, then opening flower bracket and this private, in private section we are declaring s variable and in public section we are creating a function sum. So the name of function is sum, so which is same as class name sum. So here class name is also sum and function name is also sum. So this function will become constructor because it is having same name as class name, and remaining this is the body of sum function or constructor. So this is the example how to create a constructor. Then these are the rules. So sometime rules, or sometime it also called as characteristics of constructor. So this is very important because in examination this topic will come for 5 marks. Like what is constructor, explain the rules or characteristics of constructor. So it is very easy. So first rule, the name of constructor is same as class name. Then a constructor is not having any return type, no return type. Then constructor should be declared in public section only. So in class there are many sections like private, public, protected, and constructor should be declared in public section only. Then constructors are executed automatically, or they are called automatically, or they are invoked automatically when an object is created. Then third, a class can have more than one constructor. So we can create many constructor. Many constructor means many function having same name as class name. It is not possible to refer address of constructors. The constructor make implicit calls. Implicit means automatic calls to the operator new and delete when memory allocation is required. So these are the points about rules or characteristics for creating constructors. So here also example is given. Here this is a class and name of class is student. In public section here we are creating a member function. So the name of this member function is also a student, class name is also a student, and function name is also a student. So both are same, hence this function will become constructor, and this is the body of constructor. You can write any statement inside the body. Then this is the closing of class body. So here we are creating the object from student class S1, S2, S3. So S1, when we create object from this class S1, automatically this student constructor will be called and these lines will be printed on the screen. So here we are not calling the student function, but it will be automatically called by computer or compiler like this. So that was the example of constructor. Next, important 2 marks question here. Need for constructor means why we have to use constructor, why we want constructor. So constructors, why they are called as constructor means they are called as constructor because they construct the values or data members of a class when object is created. So what is the main use of constructor? Constructors are mainly used to initialize the data members of a class. Okay, next, types of constructor. So this is also very important. So it will come for 5 marks in examination. So there are 3 types of constructors: default constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. Now let us see one by one. First, what is default constructor? So definition is, a default constructor is a special member function which is invoked by C++ compiler without any argument for initializing the object of a class. So in simple words, I will give another definition. So in simple words, default constructor means Default constructor is a type of member function without any parameter. It is also called as zero argument constructor. So this is a constructor without any argument. Default constructor means a constructor without any argument or parameter, or default constructor is a special member function without any parameter or any argument. So here in the above example, this is student. This student constructor is a default constructor. Why? Because it is having zero parameters or no parameters. So student, opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis. So inside parenthesis there is no parameter or no argument or zero argument. So any constructor without any argument or zero parameter is called as default constructor. So there are some features of default constructor. A default constructor function initializes the data member with no argument. It can be explicitly written in public section of a class. In case default constructor is not defined in a program, compiler automatically generates it. And the purpose of default constructor is to construct default object of class. So general syntax for creating default constructor is, this is syntax: class name, a class keyword, then class name in public section inside the class body. Here we have to create a function with same name as class. So while creating this function, here two conditions. First, we have to take the name of function same as class name, but in parenthesis we should not give any parameter, then only it will become default constructor. This is the body of default constructor, this is the closing of class body. So here example is class keyword, number is the name of class, this is the opening flower bracket. In public section we are creating a function name as number. So here name of this function is number and class name is also number. So this function is a constructor, but this constructor is not having any parameter in brackets. So this constructor is a default constructor. So this is the example of a default constructor. So simple, default constructor is a type of constructor without any parameter or without any argument, like this. So there are some disadvantages of default constructors also. So when many objects of the same class are created, all objects are initialized to the same set of values by default constructor. And another disadvantage is it is not possible to initialize different objects with different initial values using default constructor. So all these things I will explain by writing some program. Okay, now we will see next type of constructor is parameterized constructor. So parameterized constructor is opposite of default constructor. So you can from the name you can guess default constructor is having no parameters and parameterized constructor means it is having some parameters. So default parameterized constructor is opposite of default constructor. So definition of parameterized constructor is a constructor that takes one or more argument is called parameterized constructor. So parameterized constructor is a type of constructor which is having one or more parameters. So if a constructor is not having any parameter, then that will become default constructor. And if a constructor which is having one or more parameter, then it will become parameterized constructor. So in parameterized constructor we have to take minimum one parameter. If we are not taking any parameter, then it will become default constructor. Okay, next. So using parameterized constructor, it is possible to initialize different objects with different values. Next, parameterized constructors are also invoked automatically when objects are created. So the general format for parameterized constructor is, so here syntax: class keyword, then class name, then in public section we are creating a function having same name as class name, but in parenthesis we are using some parameters or arguments. So then it will become a parameterized constructor. So it is very simple. So here example of a parameterized constructor is this is class keyword and max, this is the name of class, and in public section we are creating a function and the function name is max. So function name is max and class name is max, so both are same, hence this function is a constructor. But this constructor is using here two parameters or two arguments a, b. So if any constructor is using some parameters, then it will become parameterized constructor, and this is the body of parameterized constructor and this is closing of class body. So here just important thing is, what is parameterized constructor? So parameterized constructor is a type of constructor which is having one or more parameters or arguments. So here some features of parameterized constructors are: the parameterized constructor can be overloaded by changing the type of parameters. The parameterized constructor can have default argument and default values. Okay, all these things we will see in program. Okay, next topic is invoking constructors. So what is invoking? Invoking means calling a constructor function. So a constructor is automatically invoked by C++ compiler with an object declaration, and the constructor can be invoked or called through following methods: implicit call and explicit call, or initialization at the time of declaration with equal to operator. So these are the three methods for calling or invoking a constructor: implicit call, explicit call, and initialization using equal to operator. So implicit call, what is implicit? Implicit means automatically. So an implicit call means the declaration of the object is followed by argument list enclosed in parentheses. So all these things we will see with the help of program. So I will show all these things by writing a program. All the features I will explain after writing program. Next we will see. So just briefly we will see here what is explicit call. Explicit call means, in explicit call, declaration of object is followed by assignment operator, constructor name, and argument list enclosed in parentheses. So just for example, here num is the class name, and here we are creating a object 1 by giving some values 10, 20. So when we are creating a object and during creation we are giving some values, so this is called as implicit call. So here equal to symbol is not used, and constructor name is also not used in implicit call. But in explicit call, here you can see, here also we are creating a object from class num, and this is the object 1. But when we are creating this object 1, we are calling a constructor by using the name num and giving the values. So this is called as explicit call. So explicit call means when we are creating a object, we are using the constructor name. But in implicit call, we are not using constructor name. Directly we are giving the values to the object, and here we are not using equal to symbol. So in implicit call, equal to symbol is not used and constructor name is also not used. But in explicit call, when creating a object, we are using equal to symbol and name of the constructor. So then initialization of object during declaration with assignment operator. So in this method, values of the objects are initialized using assignment operator or equals operator. So here we can see like this. So this is the initialization of object by equal to operator. So here we are creating a object from num class using equal to operator. So here we are not using constructor name, just we are using equal to operator and value. So this value at right side will be assigned to the object at left side. So left side, this is the name of object, and right side, this is the value. So this value is assigned to object using this equal to operator. Okay, next. So last type of constructor is copy constructor. So copy constructor is a parameterized constructor using one object can be copied to another object. So copy constructor is a type of parameterized constructor. It is used to copy one object into another object. So copy constructors are used in the following situation: to initialize an object with the values of already existing object. Means copy constructor is used to just copy the values of one object to the another object. Okay, so here how to create a copy constructor. You can see class keyword, name of class in public section. This is the function name, same as class name, but it is a copy constructor because here we are using a reference of an object. So this is a variable and this is data type is nothing but class type. So here you can see this parameter is not a normal parameter, it is a object of this class. So we are using objects as parameters in copy constructor. So I think this is some complicated. Okay, once again I will explain by writing one complete program. So this is class. Here example is this is class and number is name of class in public section. Here we are creating one function. Name of function is number. So class name is also number, function name is also number. So this function will become constructor, and here we are using one parameter, integer n. So this is a parameterized constructor. Here again I am creating another function having same name number. So this number is same as class name number, but inside parenthesis I am creating a parameter, but this is a not okay. Here integer n is a normal variable, but here number and %x, this is not a normal variable. Here we are creating a object of class number. Okay, it is somewhat confusing. So just see the difference. So in above function number integer n. So here we are creating a constructor, and this is a parameterized constructor because here we are taking one parameter integer n, but this is a normal variable. But here in second line another function we are creating, another constructor we are creating which is having same name number as class number. So in this second constructor we are using parameters number ampersand x, but this is not a normal variable, this is a object. So in this second constructor function we are not using normal variable, here we are using class and object. So this will become copy constructor. So always in copy constructor we are using objects as parameters or arguments. In parameterized constructor we are using normal variable as parameters, but in copy constructor we are using class and object as parameter. So this is about copy constructor. So copy constructor is not invoked explicitly. Copy constructors are invoked automatically when a new object is created. So this is about types of constructors. So next one, constructor overloading. So already in last class, in last chapter, we have studied what is overloading. So constructor overloading. Constructor means constructor is nothing but a member which is having same name as class name. And what is overloading? Function overloading means two functions having same name. So here constructor overloading means two or more function having same name as class name. So function name should be same and their name should be same as class, then only it will become constructor overloading. So here definition is given. A class has two or more constructor functions with the same name but different signatures are called constructor overloading. Okay, different signature means parameters and data types is called as signature. So in simple words, constructor overloading means two or more member functions having same name as class name but different parameters. So then they are called as overloaded constructors. So here you can see example. Here a class is there. Class name is simple interest. So here we are creating one function. So name of this function is simple interest. So name of function and class both are same, simple interest. So this function becomes constructor, and in this constructor we are not using any parameter, hence it is called as default constructor. Again we are creating here another function simple interest. So we have created a new function having same name simple interest. So we have created two functions having same name, simple interest, and class name is also simple interest, then only they will become overloaded constructors. So these two functions are having same name as simple interest, but in first function there are no arguments, but in second function here we are creating three arguments, or we are using three parameters, hence this is called as parameterized constructor. Now okay, first these two functions are having same name but different parameters, so they are overloaded, and these functions are having same name as class name also, so it is a constructor. So totally they become overloaded constructors. So overloaded constructors means member functions having same name but different parameters. So function name should be same and class name should be same, then only they will become constructor. And when they are overloaded, when there are different parameters. So in first function 0 parameters, and in second function we are using 3 parameters. So parameters are changed but function names are same and class name is also same. So totally they are called as overloaded constructors. Okay, then this is the last topic. Destructor. So destructor is opposite of constructor. Destructor means destroy. So a destructor is a special member function that is executed when an object of that class is destroyed. Means a destructor is a special member function of a class. So it is executed when an object is deleted, when an object is removed, or when an object is destroyed. So destructor is used to destroy the objects. So destroying means deallocating the resources such as memory. So destroying object means we are removing the object from memory. So how the destructor is created? So it will have name like constructor, same as class, but it is preceded by a tilde symbol. means constructor and destructors both are having same name, but destructor means before name a tilde symbol is used. So here general syntax is there for creating destructor. So this is the syntax. This is the class keyword, and this is class name in public section. Here we are creating a function. So this function is having same name as class, hence it is called as constructor. Now see another function here. So this function is also having same name as class, but this is not constructor, it is a destructor. Why? Because here with this name a tilde symbol is used. So this when this symbol is used with a function name having name same as class, then it will become a destructor. So example, this is the class keyword and this is class name counter. In public section we are creating a function. So name of function is counter and class name is also counter. So this is a constructor. Here another function we are creating, name is counter, but with this name we are using tilde symbol. So here tilde symbol is used, so it will become destructor. So here some important characteristics of destructors are given. So in examination you may get a 5 marks question. What is a destructor? Explain the characteristics of destructor. So the destructor must have the same name as class preceded by a tilde. Means destructor function should have same name as class name with a tilde symbol. The destructor cannot take argument, therefore cannot be overloaded. So destructor function cannot be overloaded because destructor function cannot take any argument. So it will just use empty parenthesis. Here between parentheses we cannot give any parameter to destructor. The destructor has no return type. So it will not use any return type. Directly it uses function name just. There can only be one destructor in each class. So in one class we can create only one destructor. So for constructor we can create many constructor in one class, but in one class we can create only one destructor. So it should have public access in class declaration. Means destructor function should be declared in public section. The destructor cannot be inherited. So we cannot reuse the destructor. So this is about constructor and destructor chapter. So this is the 9th chapter. So here in examination total we will get 2 questions from this chapter. So one 2 marks question at serial number 14 and one 5 marks question at serial number 33. So total we will get 7 marks from this chapter. Okay, so here I will stop. In next class I will revise once again this chapter with exam questions and notes.